Hey guys, Doug the Retirement Guy here. We got a review of the BTCI, which is the NEO's Bitcoin High Income ETF. We got some updates, changes, performance, buy, sell, hold, all in one nice little quick package. So we want to get into that today. We want to first off say thank you to all of the Patreon supporters. Without you guys, we couldn't keep doing this. And all of our new subscribers. You guys are setting records left and right. And all of our past subscribers, welcome back. If anyone wants to be a supporter of the channel, go down in the description, hit that Patreon button, and sign up. There's a lot of useful information behind the scenes. You get a lot of stuff ahead of time. So we just want to tell you that right up front. Let's get into today's video. Notice to all viewers, the past performance does not guarantee future results. The information in this video is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial or investment advice. Always get a financial advisor or a professional before making those financial decisions. So first off, who is BTCI? Well, this is NEO's Bitcoin High Income ETF. Now, what they're basically doing is, and what they're trying to achieve, is their aim is to deliver a high monthly income by investing into the Bitcoin exchange trade products, what they call ETPs. The overlaying them with option strategy, and basically the fund sells and writes call options on Bitcoin futures to generate that income. Very, very similar type program that a lot of companies, a lot of ETFs do. They basically gain indirect access to spot Bitcoin via a Cayman Island subsidiary while also keeping main funds in a US registered. So we just got to say that up front. The performance, the yield has been basically over 27.92. We call it annually. It's on a trailing 12-month basis. And they also use a return capital of 94%, and then 6% of actual income. So that gives you a potential of eroding the net assets value, but year to date so far, with dividends, with returns, with everything, the growth, they're at 31.15 total return. Now, this fund did start October 17th of 2024, so we're just shy of a year onto this. So it's a nice total package that they do to generate income. So we're going to take a look at the forecasting, and that's the next 3-month forecast of BTCI. We get this information from stockinvest.us. The projected gain is that cover call strategy is going to capitalize on Bitcoin market volatility. And that's going to deliver that high monthly income. The distribution rate is approximately 28% annualized right now. So that number continuously goes up every time a dividend is paid. That will continue to grow. So basically, I believe they're going from a 22 to a 28%. And it really is the way they market takes it, is that it is money that has been given out, not forecasting, not averaging. It's really hardcore that it'll be up to 28% over the next 3 months. There's a 90% confidence range that over the next 30 days, we're going to see a mixture of movement up and down in Bitcoin, and that we're going to see that same thing in BTCI. So That just continuously gains and adds to what I think everyone knows and everyone understands and hopes going to happen, and that is Bitcoin is going to continue that volatility run up, down, sideways, and we're going to try to profit from that across the board and pay out monthly payments. So the trend and signals is the BTCI performance remains tied closely to the technical conditions and the broader market of Bitcoin. So it's following what Bitcoin's doing, just won't equal it. So if the fund is going up, this one's going to come up as well, but not as much. If it's going to drop, it'll probably drop just not as much as what happens because they have the protection put in place. The technical resistance near the current level holds and the upside may be limited. So what they're saying is we're going to get to a certain point and just it's going to stop. And that's that capping that they do in a lot of the options trading that goes on. So let's break this thing down a little closer what BTCI has done. It's on a smooth course. Look at the growth that it's had. And I know we're not into this thing for true hardcore growth, but it's always nice to have this in your back pocket that a fund is not eroding the pricing or the NAV, as everyone wants to call it. But as market trends change, market trends happen, and you look at the biggest drop off was the April 2nd. The August one really didn't do much at all to this fund. It took a step down, but nothing killer, came right back. So overall, it's been doing well. The past month, it's down 2.60%. 6 months, it's up 6.79, and year to date is 3.23. This is why we like this fund for our retirement accounts. And if you did not see it, we had this in our 5 ETF funds that we just think have no decay and works very, very well for long-term investment. And this is why we have that with that year to date. So in January 2nd, this one started off at $61.23, and as August 15th doing this, it's $63.26. So it's about a $2 gain in over the period of this year. We look at the dividend announcement that they've come back with. April, it was $1.25. May, it came in $1.51. June, $1.39, and July was $1.47. So it's given some solid dividends. And if you look at the chart all the way back to the start, this thing hardly ever drops below that basically $1.30 point. It's always been above that. So that puts it for a very, very strong average of $1.40 that we're working with. So $1.40 every month, with basically puts us at a 26.55% yield to date. So very strong. So that means this thing's going to get a little higher across the board, but get mathematically figured out $1.40 a share, so that's about $12 a year, a little over that. So really, it's a solid cash earning program. The return on investment with that new $1.47 dividend puts us at that $1.40 average with that $63.26 price point. We're looking at this thing at 45 months to return on your investment. Now, I know that's a little over 3 3/4 years that's going to cost you to get all your funds back. But I don't believe this is a fund that you're going to buy today and sell tomorrow. You're going to sit and hold on this thing, definitely for over a 12-month period to collect as much interest or their dividends that you can. So it's a very, very strong set it long-term piece. So I'm not worried that it's going to take 45 months to get our funds back. Now, here's the big thing. NEOS also is part of the return of capital. So in July of 23rd, this thing was a 94% return of capital. Now, if you understand what that means, that is, they're using it as a tax advantage. So 94% of your distribution is not going to be taxed. Okay, until you zero out your total cost of investment. So if this thing is taking a 45 months or almost 3 years to just from the dividends to getting back to zero, you're going to have to worry about taxes on this stuff for well over 3+ years. So that's the big advantage of this. And this is why I say this is one you're going to set in your retirement account. Probably just set it in your Bitcoin portion of your retirement and just say, boom. We're just going to let this sit and not have to worry about it, not have to worry about our tax side of it. Does a lot of things. That's why the positive of a long-term ROI and a nice high return of capital work so well together. So basically, the assets under management as of August 16th was $544 million. So this thing is growing and growing fairly strong, very solid piece. Even though it's only been out, like I said, less than a year, this thing's already $500 million under investment. And the shares out there are 8.75 million. So there's a nice quantity of shares with a nice asset under management. So again, we don't have to worry about this thing that we're taking out too much in that distribution side of it. We're not going to eat into that $500 million worth of funds. So they have some time, they have some game to play with that ROC, which is awesome for you and I, is the tax advantages for us. So in our eyes, this is a mild buy. This is something that you want to just continuously buy, put into your retirement package. You're not going to buy this and be 100% into it. You're going to buy a set portion. I always say no more than 5% in any one particular fund. In this is designed to give you a standard flow of income each and every month. Again, like we said, the AUM is 544 million. The return on investments, 3 3/4 years. We look at the share price over the past 6 months is up 6.79. Now I know it's down 2.6 over the past 30 days. This is going to happen with the volatility of Bitcoin. So we look at this in 30 days from now, these numbers could easily be flipped, or you could see that the 6 month is down a little bit, but you're going to see a big growth in the next year. It's all on the volatility of Bitcoin. And we know that's going to stay there and going to continue with the way the government's doing things. Especially if we get the interest rate cuts, you're going to see Bitcoin make a major change one way or the other very aggressively. And here's the big thing. You're getting $1.40 per share or 26.55% annual yield. And that number, again, like I said, is going to continue to grow every time they do a dividend because it's only that 26% is only put on for what the money's actually been collected. So my forecast, this is a long-term ETF. This is one that you're going to buy. You're going to put it in your fund. You're going to watch. I'm going to say watch every month. Watch the money come in. You're going to watch the fund. See it's going up, down, sideways. We update it on a regular basis here, and we'll keep an eye on that one. And all of a sudden, guess what? You're just going to be living off the dividends and loving life. So guys, this is Doug the Retirement Guy. I hope you like what we're giving it to you. Trying to give you some updates, some strong things to look at. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. If any, leave some comments. Love to hear from you. And if you can support the channel, click on that Patreon button. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next week.